Elite 2. This is the 96, Beretta 96, which is the designation for the 40 Smith & Wesson caliber. Some nice things, sort of sexy features of the gun, of course, is the two-tone nature of it. So we've got a stainless barrel up here. It's got the skeletonized hammer back here. The double action trigger pull is pretty good. The single action trigger pull is very, very nice. And in fact, the reset of it is what you really want in a pistol. So, got a very short trigger pull, and then your reset, just get this over here, reset is very short. It's right there. So from the shooter's standpoint, that means that once you press through that first double action shot and you're in single action mode, then that trigger is relatively short and quite nice. One thing with the Berettas is they have a decocking mechanism, which is right here. So as I bring that down to the safe position, what that does is it decocks the gun, so you don't have to lower the hammer. So if you're using this type of gun, you always want to use that decocking mechanism and not try to lower the hammer on a as you some guys, you see some guys try to do this and then gently lower it. Well, that's problematic. So if you're going to shoot this kind of gun, make sure that you do use the setup that you're designed to do, which is this decocking mechanism right here. And as you pull that down, what that will do is it'll drop the hammer, but we'll drop it in such a way to avoid the firing pin. There's a block that comes up to do that. So we're going to shoot this and give you some perspective on it. I have to say this belongs to a friend of mine, Rob. Thank you very much for letting me borrow this and shoot this today. When I picked it up, I was really surprised. I've never been a huge Beretta fan, and it's not because I think they're not good firearms. I think they're very nice. They just have never really felt good in my hand. I've shot them a little bit, and again, we know the military uses them. I think the 92 is a really, really big gun for a relatively small caliber, and its design makes some people with small hands have a hard time really reaching that trigger and getting being able to get on the trigger and press the shot. So that's just a personal subjective feel. But when I picked up this, when Rob gave this to me the other day and I picked it up, I said, oh my gosh, I really like the way it feels. So I'm pretty excited to shoot it, and we're going to shoot it, give you a couple different angles, kind of do our standard drills that we do in terms of the accuracy, and some hits, some press out shots as I work on that double to single action transition. And we'll just give folks a feeling for how it works and really my impressions of it. But so far as fit and finish and just looking at it and the way it's set up here, it is a pretty sexy looking pistol, and I can't wait to shoot it. So let's go ahead and stop talking and start putting some rounds down range. So we're going to go ahead and shoot the Beretta, the Beretta 2 Elite, the 96 and 40 Smith & W. Got a camera in front of us, camera right here, so we'll get some point of view shooting as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just start by shooting the gun as it's intended. So what I mean by that is I'm going to press out and shoot through that first long double action pull, and we'll see where we're shooting with this. So it's snappy. It's a 40. It's definitely not a 9. But I'm having no problems in terms of controlling the gun. So what we're going to do now is I'll decock, and we're going to go ahead and shoot a couple into our target here, our center mass target, and then we'll look at that. Again, decock after each one. Decock. I'm really having no problem whatsoever shooting the gun. It feels really good. I'm going to get another mag here, and we'll see after we shoot this next mag. We'll go out and take a look at our targets. I'm 7 yards away, and we've got a couple of different targets out there, and then we'll go look at those and see what they look like. So from 7 yards, that's the hole basically that we have right near that cue. These were the first 4 or 5 shots that I took, just getting a feel for that trigger. But you can see that from an accuracy standpoint and a reliability standpoint, at least of the 20 rounds we've shot so far, man, the thing feels really good. Let's try a couple of other drills. So as I mentioned, one of the things that you really got to work on if you're shooting this type of firearm, double to single action, is that transition between double and single action. Which means that you've got that long double action pull, and then immediately afterwards you transition to single action. Therefore, you really got to focus in on that transition and just try to get it smooth. So one of the drills that you can do are just, you come out as you're pressing into the target, press a shot, and you follow the next one. And it's important that you can do this in such a way to get good accurate hits. Some people, and this is a gripe of mine, but some people when they shoot this kind of gun, they come out, and in fact we'll just go ahead and set this up. They'll come out like this. They'll insert the magazine, they'll rack the slide, and they're in single action mode. And they'll just, all day, they'll come out here all day in single action mode. But then they don't deal with the fact that to carry and use this kind of gun, you've got to really, it's designed for that first shot to be in double action, so you've got to practice and use it in that mode. So that means practicing coming out, pressing a shot, okay? And one of the best drills for a double action auto-loading pistol like this is simply to come up, press your shot, then decock the gun and do it again. So hopefully that makes some sense, and you can see as I'm shooting, I'm getting nice good hits. Again, we'll take a look at the target. Everything's right in there. I'm about 5 yards away now. I'm on the outside of the shooting house, but we're getting nice, good center mass hits without any problem. So you can see the gun is capable of very good accuracy. Let's take a look at our targets. So as you can see, we've got all good hits in here. Getting a nice little hole going on here. The headshots are pretty much right there. Not a problem at all. So you can see this Beretta 96 is capable of very good accuracy, and it's nice to shoot. It's actually quite soft shooting for a .40 Smith & Wesson. The next thing I'm going to do is I've got 5 rounds of the Ranger T ammunition. This is 165 grain jacketed hollow point made by Winchester. I think it's a really good self-defense load. Followed by 5 rounds of 180 grain, the jacketed hollow point HST by Federal. And so we're just going to look at the recoil and snappiness of the gun and get some sense of just what it looks like on that side of the firearm as we shoot this. So this is the Ranger T ammo. Got to load a round first. Ranger T ammo. Really no problem whatsoever controlling it. It actually feels quite good. It's softer in this gun than I expected. So no problem putting all our shots right in there. And now this is the HST load by Federal. 180 grain, heavier bullet. And that felt great as well. This is a little snappier than the Ranger, so it felt on my end. But I'll tell you, it feels pretty gosh darn good. And I would feel very comfortable carrying either one of those rounds in this gun. And I was able to get good hits on target, not a problem whatsoever. So both function very well in the gun, and there's no issue from a recoil management standpoint. Folks, that pretty much wraps it up. Again, this is our Beretta 96 Elite 2. Really nice gun. I was extremely surprised how much I like it, and it feels good in the hand, very accurate, reliable. I tried several different types of ammunition, both hollow points, a couple of different brands of hollow points, shot 155 grain Federal ammo, 180 grain Winchester white box, and another version of the 180 grain, I think it was a Federal. So again, we had great success with all the ammo tried. We saw from an accuracy standpoint the gun works very well, easy to get good hits on target. If you like this video and the other videos, I'd ask that you click the little light box in the lower left hand. It's the thumbs up sign. And feel free to share the channels with your friends and family. Obviously that means a lot to me, and it means a lot to our other subscribers to see the channel growing and to see the amount of support we have from people out there, so I appreciate all of that. Finally, and as always, make sure you stay safe.